Lords, I too welcome this debate, and it's an honor for me to speak after so many excellent speeches. My Lords, in the 1980s, I worked in the financial services. I was confronted by a world dominated by men. Many saw the arrival of women as a threat. Molestation and abuse were common. My promotion was once delayed because I refused to submit to my boss's sexual advances. There was no point in complaining. If you wanted to succeed in a man's world, you just had to put up with it. Today, this kind of behavior is unacceptable, even illegal. It has been a long struggle, but it's not over yet. Misogyny, as many of you mentioned, still exists. But we, women, should be proud of what we have achieved in just over a generation. I'm also proud of the Conservative Party. We have provided 2 women Prime Minister. And as my noble friend Baroness Jenkins noted earlier, of the 6 remaining candidates, 4 are women. But my Lords, it is no time to celebrate. No sooner have we demolished the barrier of misogyny than others sprang up in their place. These are far more dangerous. They are based on bigotry and ignorance. They send women's rights back to the Dark Ages. The fanatics of gender politics have perverted a worthy campaign to give transgender people the protection of the law. But it is now a demented ideology which denies the reality of biological sex. It is now enough for a man to say that he feels like a woman, to be treated as a woman, despite the plain fact that he is still a man. In just 10 years, gender ideology has infected a whole range of public and private institutions. It is playing havoc with our pronouns and grammar. It invents words to give itself a veneer of pseudo-science. It despises feminism and has even homophobic undertones. No wonder President Putin used J.K. Rowling's battle with trans fanatics to highlight the decadence of the world. My Lords, women have been shocked to discover that what they thought was a safe place, toilets, gyms, hospitals, wards, prisons, and the like, now admits men with fully intact male genitalia claiming to be trans women. Free speech is damaged. The no platforming of countless people who challenge trans identity is an offense to democratic values. So I warmly welcome the government's Higher Education Freedom Speech Bill. Most dangerous of all, the teaching of gender fluidity to pre-adolescent children can do harm for life. There are charities that encourage sex change treatments for children involving hormone blockers and mastectomies. Take the example of Kira Bell. By the age of 20, she had had her breast removed, and the treatments she's been taken for years had given her body hair, a beard, a low voice, and impacted her sexual functions. And none of it has helped her. The court ruled in her case that it was doubtful children could be given informed consent to treatments which might affect the rest of their lives. I would go further, and I would say that it's child abuse, plain and simple, and it is scandalous. My Lords, to be clear, I stand before you not as a womb carrier, not as a birthing person, not as a chest feeder, not as a cervix owner, not as an adult human, but as a woman and a mother. Can the Minister reassure this House that the government will update the 2010 Equality Act with clear biologically sound definitions of men, women, sex, and gender. And at the very least, this will help some bishops with their predicament.